Hey guys, Strawman here, back with another video. Given the current situation with the coronavirus outbreak, I do not have much access to new straws at the moment. This will not stop me from putting out content, however, so for today's episode of Sunday with Strawman, I've decided to review an older straw of mine, the Subway straw from 2015. This is likely the first straw that I ever kept, and this started my collection. I hold lots of memories to this straw. I've already compared this straw to the 2017 Subway straw in a previous video, but I have not reviewed the straw itself in detail. First thing I must point out is that this straw is 4.5 to 5 years old, approximately. The casing is fairly worn out, as you can see, lots and lots of dust particles along the entire casing. It is a paper casing, which is not very popular nowadays, but a few years ago, this was considered the norm. You can even see that the Y in the Subway logo on one side is cut off because the casing has ripped. Given that the casing has ripped and there are likely plenty of dust particles inside the straw, I will not be using this straw or testing it because it is contaminated. Although I hope you will trust me that when I did use straws very similar to this 5 years ago, they functioned very well. The straw is a paper casing, and although there are clear dust particles along this casing, the majority of it was originally white, RGB value 255, 255, 255. Also, the logo is a forest green hue, RGB value 14, 107, 14. Not much else can be said. There are plenty of wrinkles in the casing. The straw is fairly flat. It is not a uniform circular shape, which it once was. Although this is not the fault of the straw, this is purely from 5 years of age. When the straw was in its original condition, I'm sure it was a much more circular shape. Now I will open the straw. As I expected. Plenty of wrinkles and dents and dust particles. This is a very old straw. I will not throw it out, of course. It is a piece of art, although I will not use it. It is very dirty. I may clean it and use it later, but that is not the purpose of the video. I will simply review the straw. It is a clear plastic color. Most straws nowadays are either completely opaque or completely clear. A lot of straws a few years ago were just clear. There weren't many opaque straws, and this is no exception. As you can see, there are plenty of dents along the casing. It is squished quite a bit, lots and lots of dust particles. It is not a circular shape anymore, it is more an oval shape. There's not much more to be said about this straw, although I can assure you, when I used a straw very similar to this 5 years ago, it functioned very well. There are no additional features to the straw, no lengthening or shortening or bending or any other things that some may see as gimmicks. It is a very straightforward, simple plastic tube to consume a beverage, and it works very well. I am very eager to talk about plastic and its impact on the environment in the future, and I will definitely discuss this more in a later video, but some people may look at straws of the past and think that they are better for the environment because most straws a few years ago used paper casings. Even if the straw was plastic, a paper casing would mean less plastic overall in the total straw. I will discuss this further in a later video, although I do believe that is a very interesting point of discussion. Perhaps I'll make that video into 2 parts or more. There's plenty to discuss on that topic of the environmental impact of straws. Anyway, back to the Subway straw. If you can get your hands on one of these and it functions well, this straw is severely damaged and dented, but given that it is plastic, it is not ripped. There are no holes in the straw other than the two at the top and bottom, of course. And if I were to clean this thoroughly, it would function very well. If you can get your hands on one of those straws and you clean it effectively, it can be a very useful straw. That is all for my review. This video is a little bit longer than I would like, but I had much to say about this straw. And that is why if I were to make videos about more broad and serious topics like the environmental impact of straws, I would make it into 2, 3, perhaps 4 parts. That is all for this week's video. Be sure to hit the bell, like, share the video, leave a comment below suggesting what I should review or discuss in a later video. Don't forget to strawscribe, and I will see you next Sunday.